Hello, once again. So, in last video we saw that people adopted a new way of life due to climate change. But, don't you think for this they also would have required houses to live in? Yes, they did require houses to live in. Archaeologists have proof. For instance, this place in present-day Kashmir called Barzahim. Here, people built pit houses, which were dug into the ground, with steps leading into them. These may have provided shelter in cold weather. By the way, there's an interesting thing about them. They cooked according to weather, that is, in cold weather and rainy season inside the house, and in summers outside. They still used to make stone tools, but this time they were Neolithic in nature, which means of Neolithic times. Let me elaborate by showing you. These are the Paleolithic period stone tools you know about. And these are Neolithic period stone tools. These include tools that were polished to give a fine cutting edge, and mortars and pestles used for grinding grain and other plant produce. Paleolithic stone tools were also still made and used. And more amazingly, mortars and pestles are used for grinding grain even today. Archaeologists also found some pots along with houses. Can you tell me what were they used for? Yeah, sure. Some of them were for decoration purposes and others were for storage. Not only this, we then began weaving cloth, using different kinds of materials, for example cotton, that we were able to grow by that time. Did things change everywhere and all at once? In some areas, people still followed hunting and gathering. In other areas they followed farming and herding, and some other people tried to combine both of them. Mom, I had a question. Just like we play with colors in Holi and follow a lot of different customs and practices, did people in past also have them? Yes, they by this time surely had them. But, I don't think archaeologists can tell about this anyways. Yes, we know about it with help of historians. Then, tell what we know. Sure. Do you? What is a tribe? Nope. The groups in which farmers and herders lived are called tribes. Usually 2 to 3 generations live together in a settlement. Most of the agricultural work, including preparing the ground, sowing seeds, looking after the growing plants and harvesting grain, were done by women. Children often look after plants, driving away animals and birds that might eat them. Women also thresh, husk, and grind grain. Men usually lead large herds of animals in search of pasture. Children often look after small flocks. And activities like cleansing of animals, milking, and making pots, baskets, tools and huts were done by both men and women. They also used to sing, dance and decorate the house. Old, brave and experienced men were regarded as leaders. And old women were respected for wisdom and experience. They had their own language, music, stories and paintings, even gods and goddesses. There were no sharp differences in rich and poor. Now, we will talk about this place called Marghera. This is the earliest village we know about. Right. And we are the people who learned to grow wheat and barley. We also knew about rearing animals. Oh, so you mean you all were hunters and gatherers? Do you know, earlier we reared animals like deer and pig, but then we started rearing sheep and goat. Archaeologists say the same. The houses found in Marghera look like this. We just talked about living, but what about dying? What people did to the dead ones? Here, people believed that there is some life after death, so they took care of the dead ones. And yeah, dead bodies were buried. Now we will talk about a place called Ojali Hating. Here, mortars and pestles are found. They were stone tools. This proves that they grown crops and made their food out of them. Jadeite stone from China was also found. Other founds includes tools made of fossil woods and pottery.